Welcome to our US briefing program. Today, we dive into the wild world of the bond market, where President Trump's unpredictable tariff policies have caused quite the stir. Stock prices are in freefall, and even the typically safe US Treasuries are feeling the heat, leaving investors scratching their heads and wondering about economic stability. Trump's recent reconsideration of tariffs shows just how much the bond market's reactions can influence decisions at the highest levels of government. Next up, we take a closer look at the ongoing US-China trade war, which is shaping up to be a high-stakes game of economic chess. President Trump's improvisational tariff strategies could backfire, as experts warn that China's resistance to coercion could lead to dire consequences for both nations. With both economies intertwined, the fallout from this trade conflict could be felt far and wide, making it a critical moment for global markets. Lastly, we have a rather shocking story from Thailand, where an American man has pleaded guilty to threatening U.S. Senator Thom Tillis. Frustrated by unsolicited political emails, Eric Charles Welton's violent threats have raised serious concerns about the safety of public officials. As he faces potential prison time, this case serves as a reminder of the serious nature of such intimidations. Please stay tuned for more detailed coverage. CNN reports that the bond market is exhibiting unusual behavior, which has alarmed President Donald Trump amid ongoing volatility in global markets due to his unpredictable tariff strategies and escalating trade tensions with China. Typically, when stock markets falter, investors flock to the safety of U.S. Treasuries, but this time, both stocks and bonds have been declining simultaneously, raising concerns about the stability of the U.S. economy. The sell-off in Treasuries was significant enough to prompt Trump to reconsider his tariff policy, leading him to delay several planned tariffs. Financial experts noted that this reaction highlights the influence of the bond market, often overlooked compared to stocks, and how it can compel government policy changes. The yield on the 10-year Treasury note, a crucial economic indicator, surged past 4.5%, signaling investor unease and the potential for increased borrowing costs for consumers and businesses alike. In another report, CNN delves into the deteriorating trade relations between the United States and China, questioning Trump's strategy as he escalates tariffs in a manner reminiscent of a high-stakes real estate negotiation. Experts warn that such tactics could backfire, especially considering China's economic significance and its historical resistance to external pressures. The trade war threatens to disrupt both economies, with potential repercussions that could lead to inflation and recession in the U.S. while jeopardizing small businesses in China. Trump's approach seems to rely on coercion rather than collaboration, risking a prolonged conflict that could have devastating effects on global markets. As the situation evolves, the lack of a clear endgame raises concerns about the long-term viability of U.S.-China relations. The South China Morning Post reports on a troubling incident involving an American man in Thailand who pleaded guilty to threatening the life of U.S. Senator Thom Tillis. Eric Charles Welton's aggressive threats, which included graphic violence against Tillis and his staff, stemmed from his frustration with unsolicited political emails. His behavior highlights the rising tide of threats against public officials in the current political climate, prompting strong reactions from law enforcement and the senator himself. Tillis has faced numerous threats due to his political decisions, emphasizing the serious implications such intimidation can have on democratic governance. The case serves as a stark reminder of the dangers elected officials face and the commitment of law enforcement to address these threats decisively. Australian Broadcasting Corporation, at the Masters, the absence of mobile phones creates a unique atmosphere for attendees, particularly for first-timers like 16-year-old Thomas Abraham. He experienced the novelty of using a public telephone for the first time, a stark contrast to the constant connectivity most teenagers are accustomed to. Abraham's amusing realization of misplacing his phone echoed the sentiments of many patrons who instinctively reached for their missing devices throughout the day. The public phone banks, reminiscent of a bygone era, often saw long lines as attendees sought to reconnect with the outside world. While some felt the pangs of disconnection, others, like Fletcher Lord, embraced the liberation of being phone-free, allowing them to immerse themselves fully in the serene beauty of Augusta National and the thrill of the tournament. Al Jazeera, in a strategic response to escalating trade tensions with the United States, China has announced a plan to moderately reduce the release of Hollywood films in its market. This decision, linked directly to the punitive tariffs imposed by President Trump, reflects a growing sentiment among Chinese authorities that American films are losing favor among domestic audiences. With Hollywood's share of the Chinese box office dwindling to just 5%, the move is seen as a powerful statement against U.S. policies. Industry experts note that this high-profile action serves as a reminder of the cultural influence Hollywood holds and the potential consequences of diplomatic disputes. As anticipation builds for major film releases later this year, the impact of this decision on the film industry remains uncertain. South China Morning Post: as the Canton Fair approaches, anxiety looms over Chinese exporters like Xie, who once hoped to expand their client base but now face the harsh realities of a trade war with the US. The escalating tariffs have left many, including furniture and sports equipment exporters, grappling with cancelled orders and dwindling markets. Conversations at the fair are expected to center around shared concerns and strategies for navigating the chaos. With a record number of participants and overseas buyers, the fair serves as a crucial indicator of the state of China's foreign trade amidst uncertainty. Exporters are adapting by exploring domestic markets and adjusting production strategies, all while waiting for clarity on the future of US-China trade relations. Australian Broadcasting Corporation reports that Prince Harry made an unexpected visit to Ukraine, where he met with war victims at the Superhuman Center in Lviv. This clinic specializes in rehabilitation for soldiers and civilians injured in the ongoing conflict with Russia. Harry, a veteran himself, was accompanied by fellow veterans from the Invictus Games Foundation, which he founded to provide a platform for wounded servicemen and women to compete in sports. During his visit, he engaged with both medical professionals and patients, emphasizing the importance of rehabilitation and life after injury. His trip comes amidst ongoing legal challenges in the UK, where he has expressed concerns for his safety without police protection. South China Morning Post reveals that the US has reached a significant agreement with Panama, allowing American troops to deploy to bases along the Panama Canal. This deal is seen as a strategic move by President Donald Trump to reassert US influence over the vital waterway, which is crucial for global trade. While the agreement permits military personnel to engage in training and exercises, it does not allow for the establishment of permanent US bases, a point of contention for Panamanians. The deal acknowledges Panama's sovereignty and requires their consent for any deployments, yet it reflects Trump's ongoing concerns about Chinese influence in the region. The historical context of US-Panama relations, marked by past interventions and protests, adds complexity to this new agreement, as it raises fears among Panamanians about potential US overreach. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.